Yo, it's boy Marcus and Wesley back with the video. Today we're going to be talking about the future of COD Mobile and just some of the things that we could see in the future, right? We're hitting the 6-year anniversary of this game coming up soon, and I was thinking, like, what's the plan? You know what I mean? What do they have in mind going forward, right? Is it just going to be a new gun and like a new perk every season, or a new gun and new specialist, or a new gun and new streak? And is that their plan for the rest of the, I don't even know how long this game could last, right? Because nobody's really tired of playing this game, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not tired of playing it. I've been working on the Road to Diamond grind for who knows how long. You know what I mean? So if they add another one of those, well, guess what? I got another 3 years in me, at least. So I was thinking, like, what's the plan going forward? You know, we got a lot of experience playing this game, and like, what can they do moving forward to spice it up or make it more interesting in the off seasons? And I know you're like, what's the off season? So the on season would be like when rank resets. You know what I mean? When rank resets, the game automatically got a grind built into it with the rank system, right? Which isn't necessarily a good system, but that's besides the point. The rank system is the grind, right? Hitting legendary. For everybody, that's the grind, hitting legendary. Leaderboards is for people who have time in their lives to just sit here and play this game nonstop, or streamers or YouTubers or people who get paid to do this. They have time for that. You know, I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? I got a job, I got a career. I don't have time to grind leaderboards to hit number one on the leader. I don't have time for that. There's no way. You know what I mean? I got a life. I got stuff I want to do. You know what I mean? So that grind isn't for me. So what are things that could be added into the game that would be more, you know, applicable to the average player, right? Because they're always trying to cater these new COD games to the casual community, and I'm starting to lean more towards that with age. You know what I mean? I don't have the time to play it, or I don't enjoy it as much. You know what I mean? This game's old. So it's just like, what's the plan? So I was thinking, I've thought about this a lot since I started making. You could probably go back to my very first like Road to Diamond video, and I probably covered this back then, because I've been talking about this since the game came out. What is something that could be done? You know what I mean? I've talked about the prestige system from console side coming over to COD Mobile, and they already kind of have that with the level system, right? Right now in COD Mobile, the max I believe is 400 in the game, right? You can be level 400. You start out at 0. You got the 150 in the first couple of years, and you were just stuck there. And then one day they decided in an update to add in another 50 levels. So then you got to 200. You know what I mean? So in the on season, they do rank reset, right? And then, you know, that 30-day period goes by. Everybody's hitting legendary and working on that. And then the off season, they add in the 50 levels, right? And just do that back and forth. You know what I mean? Anytime they add in the 50 levels during a rank reset season, that's a terrible idea. Don't do it then, because that's not going to bring people into play. You know what I mean? People are already going to be playing, right? You want to bring people back with the new season, all the fresh content, a new gun, a new score streak, whatever it might be, and add in the 50 levels. That's going to bring people back, keep them playing. You know what I mean? And the 50 levels is going to take them past tier 50 on the battle pass or whatever. You know what I mean? So you can get people on your game playing more, spending more money. That's their goal. But what can you do on top of that, right? That's how they should be doing it. I don't know. They're not doing it that way. They've definitely released it where they released the 50 levels and the rank reset in the same season. And I'm just like, that's a horrible idea. Why would you do that? That's bad. So they could do that, right? Do that till they hit level 1000, then do a prestige system from there, and then just reset everybody back down to 1 and make them work all the way back up. You don't have to make everything locked again like we do on console with a prestige system, but you know what I mean? You get my point there. There's no reason to lock everything back up again. That just seems kind of stupid. But that's kind of how the idea should be. You know what I mean? You just grind through that over time. Then you prestige 1, back up 1,000 levels, prestige 2, back up 1,000 levels. You know what I mean? You do that till you hit 10th prestige and you're Grandmaster. You know what I mean? Grandmaster prestige, whatever the case may be. I think that's a good idea. I think that's something they should pursue. You know what I mean? And what's something else that people want to grind for in that off season that could be introduced in the off season, not in the on season? Because in the on season, there's always a ton of content in that time period. Well, you could add in another mastery camo, right? I'm finally starting to get done with the diamond, like Road to Diamond series. I'm very close. I only have like 15 guns left in total, including like the D13 sector and the thumper. You know what I mean? I got a few shotguns, a couple of snipers, and a couple ARs, and that's it. So like, what's next from there? Like an Obsidian level camel grind. You know what I mean? Obsidian on console is like an insane camel grind. It takes forever to do. I think it's just killing, but it's so much that, you know what I mean? It takes a while. So what's the next camel grind they have that they could put in for people to like grind out? And you would put it in an off season, and then people would have something to kind of go for slowly but surely and grind that out. So that could be interesting. I think that would be cool to see. Another thing would be to add in a ban system. We still don't have a ban system in ranked, and this game's 6 years old. That is just, I don't have a word to describe that. Despicable, maybe? I don't know. It's absurd that that's not in the game. So that needs to get put in. That way we can kind of differentiate public matches from ranked matches. Outside of pubs have bots, and ranked usually doesn't. So it's interesting to see if they can actually do that before I die. So yeah, I was just kind of wondering what the comments would be like on something like this, and what people want to see going forward in your experience with like other mobile games and stuff. I obviously have my console COD experience, and I know the opportunities that they have had over there that could be brought to COD Mobile and really just copy and pasted, snap of a finger, you know what I mean, not very difficult changes to make that would add more replay value to the game over the period of time, right? We're hitting the 6-year mark. I know a lot of people that were tired of the game when the game first came out after season 1. You know what I mean? I still have a ton of season 1 friends with their season 1 frames, haven't touched this game in 6 years. You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting to see what could happen going forward to kind of make this game more replayable, I guess, and make people come back and keep coming back, because that's their goal. Keep people coming back, keep people spending money. You know what I mean? This has got to be one of my biggest things is like, I'm surprised they didn't do this. I guess it's kind of hard to foresee, but like, you know, CSGO cases are like, you know, skins from there are super rare. Imagine if they had done that at the launch of COD Mobile instead. You know what I mean? The value that some of that stuff would have had in season 1, like the Arctic 50 Glacier skin in season 1 or season 2, whatever it was, or like I have the BY15 Red Action. That's the rare skin in the game. You know what I mean? Like the value of something like that would be like, you know what I mean? Could I sell my account for like $8 million or something? You know what I mean? So it's kind of interesting to think back like on how that was back then, and why they maybe just chose not to go that route, or if they just didn't have the foresight to think like, hey, this might be the way to go. And interesting to see like what could compete with COD Mobile going in the future, right? We've seen game after game fail. You know what I mean? Warzone Mobile, Delta Force Mobile. You know, PUBG's got its own little fan base, but that game isn't really that good. Rules of Survival was before that time, but it's gone now. Apex Legends, Fortnite, just all these games kind of come up against COD Mobile and just die. You know what I mean? Because none of them can really compete with it. And I can't blame them. You know what I mean? COD Mobile literally added in a full game. This Gundam mode is a full game added into COD Mobile. It's huge, right? There's so much content, so much stuff going on in that little aspect. They just added in, not even talking about the rest of the game. So I think it's kind of crazy to see what the opportunities are for this game going forward, especially with collabs and other opportunities to, you know, add replay value to this game. And this game doesn't have comp. I think Valorant Mobile is supposed to be a thing. That's the next try. Good luck, Valorant Mobile, trying to compete with this game. I'd be honest with you, as much shit as I talk about COD Mobile, Valorant ain't going to compete with it. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What you want to see happen to COD Mobile in the future. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to. It's been your boy Marcus Morsini. I'm out of here. Peace.